courtside on Buffalo Wild Wings Radio Row. The Lobos 91 and ORU 75 is your final. It's time for our Delta Dental post-game coaches' comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Let's bring in the Lobo head men's basketball coach, Craig Neal. First off, Coach Neal, you were on the IV earlier today. You hanging in there?
Yeah, I felt bad. I'm sorry I didn't do pregame, but yeah, we got a great medical staff, Dr. McGrew's group, and the ladies that took care of me today. They're impressive. So had to have 3 bags of IVs before the game. Didn't know if I was going to be able to make it, but the nurses and the doctors here are tremendous, and I was able to do it. And it wasn't easy, but I'll have to be on my deathbed to not coach a game in the pit. So it was a hard deal, but I got through it. And then it makes you feel a lot better when you guys come out and play like they did in the first half.
You have a lot more color right now sitting with us here post-game than you did when I started pregame.
I felt bad because you're sitting there waiting for me, and I was just like, Robert, I can't do it. I'm going to have to let Harry do it. So.
Absolutely. And Harry, by the way, did a great job. And one of the things I know that you had focused on, because you told us you were going to, was that first 4 minutes. And boy, did they come out tonight.
Yeah, and I just think you have to practice that when you got a young team that hadn't played together. And I think, we've made a really concerted effort to do that, and it showed how they played tonight. I thought that's exactly the way I pictured we could play. I thought that's exactly the way I pictured we could guard. I envisioned all that. I just didn't know it was going to happen, and it happened tonight early. And then the maturity of my team, or the experience of my team playing together, this might sound a little crazy, but I think Hunter understands it. We got some little things that we have to adjust, like how they warm up coming into the second half. And they got to come out just like they did in the, to get ready for the first half. And when we get up 25 on a team that we thought it was going to be a dogfight, last time we played them is 66-63 in here, and we got beat by them. Darrington's year and Rowe's year, and Scott Sutton can coach. There's a reason why he's been there for 17 years. So I think they lost a little focus, and then we had a chance to go up 25 with Joe had the dunk and didn't finish. And it's not Joe. It's not his fault. It just didn't happen. So we could have put up 25, and then we gave them some life, and then we throw it to them, give them 3 layups in a row, and then all of a sudden they got life. And then our immaturity and maturation process of our team against the press gave us some problems, even though we've worked on it. And then I had to get another ball handler in the game, and Tim Jacobs came in and did a nice job. And then we had 3 ball handlers in the game, and then we were able to control it.
Coach, credit to you, because the team really reacted. From the last game to this game, you could see that you guys worked on being prepared and coming out and playing, like Coach Harriman said, good early. And another thing I noticed, Cullen scored a ton of points, but his leadership early on, I mean, he just was focused. He did what he needed to do. There was no wasted dribbles. He dribbled with a purpose. And so I wanted to point that out, because we didn't talk about that on the show, but I noticed that.
Well, because you know basketball, and I think the biggest thing with him is and you know him, and you've been around him enough. Robert covered him in high school, and Hunter, you've seen him since he's been a little kid. So he wants to do right, and I think he's understanding he's got to lead, and it's not easy. He's a coach's kid, and it's not easy. And I think he's done a great job leading. Tonight was I thought tonight was his best game, even though he scored a lot of points. But, he had 7 assists, and he had 2 bad turnovers against the press, and he had some other great plays that we didn't score on that he could have maybe had 10 assists. But that's what it is. But I thought he played an all-around good game. He took maybe 1 forced shot over there. He took a 3 over there in the first half. But all in all, I thought he played with great purpose.
And learning to lead. I
think he's got to do that, Hunter, and I think it's a process. But it's hard to you're trying to please me. I'm the coach. He's trying to please his dad, make him happy. He's trying to help his teammates and make them happy and be a great teammate. And he's trying to please the fans, please his girlfriend. I mean, I don't know all the people he tries to please. So I just want him to relax. I thought tonight was the first time, Hunter, that he's really just played and relaxed and had fun.
I noticed that. Yeah.
I think he just let it go, and he just was saying, "Hey, I'm going to be who I am, and I'm going to play my game." And I thought it showed tonight that he just was himself, and he played well.
Yeah. One other thing about that start, and this is another thing that Harry mentioned in the pregame. He said it's not just energy
Right.
Collectively, it's specifically on defense. And this is a team that can score the ball. You held a 31% field goal shooting in the first half.
27 points in the first half, and if we could duplicate that, you get this. But I think one thing that we did, guys, and I've talked to Hunter about stretching the floor out.
By the way,
what we
he's
did,
diagramming this for us now.
I think the biggest thing is that when we got a rebound, and Tim Williams was doing an unbelievable job on the board. The games that we struggled on, Nicholls State and USC, both our other perimeter players were staying here instead of, okay, we got the rebound, I'm gone, and I'm stretching the floor out, and we're getting the ball to Cullen or whoever it is, and we're pushing it. They got horse shots tonight because we ran with a purpose, and we ran with pace, and we ran instead of everybody standing around trying to get the ball. And I think when you do that, you're able to stretch the floor, and you're able to do some things that we are hard to guard when we do that. It's hard to stop our guys, especially.
The shooting percentage, it was off the charts because you were in rhythm. You're on.
And you're playing downhill.
Yes.
And you're playing downhill, and it's hard to stop that dude when he's 6'5" and he's going 100 miles an hour, and they got to stop him, and he's just going to get the horse shots for people. He got Anthony Mathis one early. He got Elijah Brown two in the first half, and then he was able to play with Tim Jacobs and some guys, and they were able to push and get some plays. But if we can get those guys to rebound like they did tonight, and we can get it to the point guard or Cullen or Tim or whoever, and we can have Sam and Elijah run for layups and then run to the corners, they're going to get horse shots.
Well, you guys shot 8 for 11 from deep in the first half, and most of those were those transition threes that you're talking about.
And I think we can play at that pace. You know, we had 81 possessions tonight, and I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game because they're good. They've scored 100 the last 2 games, and it wasn't like they played South Carolina, they played Detroit. I mean, those aren't bad teams, and so you know it was just very fortunate that we jumped on them early. It was very similar to Loyola, and I think our guys wanted. They were hungry to get back on and play at the level they can play. Now we got to tweak some things. I mean, the second half wasn't perfect, but we were able to make some adjustments and then finish it out and got back up 24, and then we kind of gave them some points at the end. But that's part of it.
Well, you just spoke to the very first thing that Harry said when I asked him about keys for tonight. He said, we want to play fast.
Yeah, we want to play fast, but it's like I told Cullen and I told Tim Jacobs, and I'm trying to teach Jordan Hunter, you play fast between free throw line to free throw line. And if you don't have anything, then you got to play at 50. But if you have it, then you go and until they stop you, and then when they stop you, then you run the offense. But I thought we did a nice job with that. I think we did a nice job going when we had it, and then in the first half when we didn't have it, we got in a nice flow and we were able to get the ball inside and do some things.
You said Cullen played free tonight. I felt like this was Tim Williams unchained down there on the baseline. He showed off the array of moves that you've seen in practice for 2 years. We saw him all on display tonight.
He's got them. He can score them. You know, the thing is, I just try to push him to be as good as he can be. And, you know, we've probably had 5 guys in the last 9 years. It started with DeReese. It went to Darrington. It went to Kendall. And then we've had a couple guys, and we've got a couple guys now that aren't the greatest practice players. But when the lights come on and the popcorn's popping, they're really good. So, you know, I don't push his buttons too much. I just want him to really improve his game and work hard. But, you know, some guys aren't practice players. I think DeReese Gary was by far our worst practice player that we've ever had here. But when the lights came on, there was no better warrior than that cat. And, you know, that's just one thing. I think when the lights come on with Tim Williams, he's really good. I just think we have to go to him early, and I did that. You know, I drew my first few plays to go to him to get him involved, and then he moves more. Against Nicholls State, they went zone, and he kind of went through the motions, and I was trying to show him the seams. And because if he's really good, guys, and what you can't teach is when somebody makes a penetrating move or a baseline drive, he circles right by the rim, or he'll get to the open spot, and he's going to catch everything. And you can't teach that. But when they play zone against you, you have to find your spaces. And I think Hunter was really good at that when he played. You got to be moving, and you got to get in spots that guys can get you the ball, or you're not going to get the ball against the zone. It's just not going to happen. No matter what you run, if you're not going to move to spots and keep moving against the zone, you're not going to get it. I think he saw that when we showed tape.
I think that was a lot of your success early in the first half, is that he has, for the game, 15 field goal attempts. I mean, I don't remember him having that many attempts in the game
He's going to get that many. We've always wanted him to have that many. I think against Nicholls State, they just went that zone, and we were just getting wide open threes. We just didn't shoot the ball. But he's got to learn. People are going to try to zone us because they're going to try to make us see if we can make 10 or 12 or 15. I think we can, but he's got to learn to be a force in there. And find open spaces, which he can do like he did. They played zone one possession, and he got right there to Mount West and made a jump shot. I mean, he can find spots. He's just got to figure out to do it all the time.
All right, let's go get some rest. I know you need. We got the trip to Purdue coming up, and that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it's going to be a real tough one. They'll be in the top 10, and so it'll be fun. It'll be a good trip. We're going to fly up on Thursday, and we're going to practice tomorrow. We'll give them the day off on Thursday. We're going to go up, prepare, and do film on Thursday night. And Friday we'll practice at their building, and Saturday's 2 o'clock game, and then hopefully we can get another W, and then we're going to go. I'm going to take everybody to see Tony Snell play. So it'll be fun. See the Bulls play.
Awesome.
So it'll be good.
Coach Neal, thank you.
All right, no worries. Thanks, guys. Good seeing you.
Delta Dental coaches' comments with Lobo head men's basketball coach Craig Neal. You know, almost 400,000 New Mexicans covered by Delta